Yes, my people. Good evening. Hope everyone's well. It's the Armoury TV. It's a bit later than we originally wanted to do it, but we're here. It's a reaction to the game last night. I got my guy, the Niger Englishman, with me. After the intro, we're getting straight into this. Let's do it. Yes, what's going on? What's going on? Hope everyone's well. First of all, just want to say sorry for us being a bit delayed. Obviously, Arsenal delayed kickoff by an hour yesterday, or the weather did. So I thought, in true keeping up with appearances, we're to start half an hour later today. So it's all good. We're here. I got my guy Nigel with me. What you saying, brother?
Oh yeah, now my people, my people. It's your dark-skinned man from the motherland. If you didn't know before, tonight you are going to understand. We are good, bruv. Enjoying the little preseason vibes.
I like the intro. I
Nothing
like
new.
the intro.
How are you, bro?
I'm all right. I'm living. I'm living all right. That game yesterday killed me though, boy. So I had an early start this morning, and I was like, I got to watch the game still. And then I woke up, set my alarm, woke up, trying to find the stream and that legal thing, legal stream. And then I'm thinking, where's the game? Like, I'm just getting better adverts and that. And then I went on Twitter and I see games being delayed. Oh, I thought this has killed me, man. So, but I managed to get through it. The first half almost sent me asleep, but I managed to stay up. And yeah, the second half is when it really heated up for me. So yeah, what's your take on the first half?
First half, it basically taught me something that I already knew, is that we have a solid 11 and the fringe players are on some joke team. Because the thing
The
that
drop
got
off
me
big.
excited, yeah, it's so big. Because look, if I'm honest, nobody that started that first half is going to start the first game of the season, bar maybe Gabriel. Do you get me?
And Martinelli, I would say.
No, bar Martinelli, sorry, not even Gabriel, bar
Oh, so yeah,
Martinelli.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
bar Martinelli. Because, and none of them, even if there was a chance for them, so for example, Pepe, even if there was a slight chance that he could stay, he doesn't look bothered. Obviously, the midfield was Maitland Niles, Lokonga, and El Neni. So, what did we really expect creatively with that?
Mm, mm.
But literally, Orlando, as soon as they found the weak point, they just kept going for it straight down that left side. Mari and Tavares,
Bruv,
they were
the
getting
hole
in
was big,
behind
isn't it?
for days, bro. It was crazy, bro.
Yeah, the hole was
Absolutely
big,
nuts.
man. So I'm with you on that. I think we've all been calling it for a while. We put it down to maybe why we didn't make top four was two injuries. Um, and I think yesterday really showed the drop off in level. Um, and I think we could look at one person's performance as well and the difference it made when he had better players around him. And we will touch on Nketiah a bit later, but the Nketiah in the first half to the Nketiah in the second half was two different Nketiahs. And I'm not saying he raised his level, but actually playing with players who are playing on your level as such, you saw the difference in his game. And I think that was a telling point for me because the first half, I don't think he really had a touch because players weren't able to find him. In the second half, he's now linking up and not even take away the goal, just actually his link up play with Gabriel Jesus was nice. And it just showed what happens when you put on certain players. So for me, yeah, it was telling. Um, again, we I think we got a lot more work to do than we thought. Do you know what I mean?
Look,
It's
to be like the first half, it was like that we have a game on our hands. After we went 1-0 up, I thought, okay, this will be quick
comfortable. Yeah.
pickings. And then they started pipping that left side with Tavares doing madness and Mari just looking lost. But
Hmm.
then the second half, you could see there wasn't a game anymore, bro. It wasn't a
Yeah.
game with Orlando. It was just us having fun, literally, bro. We could have probably
I,
scored a couple more. But I think some of our players got a little bit too excited of how kind of easy it was. But yeah, nah. I think that's what happened because like when they'll maybe try and dribble one extra second because we're
yeah, there's
much
a
better
couple of
than
times
these
where they
guys.
should have pulled the trigger. They had another touch in
Yeah,
that, in it. Who
but
for you in
like
the
you
first
can see
half
that.
stood out? or makes you think, yeah, they
Um,
might not play the best, but that I'm alright with them being in the squad.
do you know what? I wouldn't say I'm all right with him being in the squad for different reasons, but he did all right. I think Lokonga looked all right.
Mm.
I'm starting to see him more as not as a six, more as a CM, like a box to
Yeah,
box. I think.
they did you see the interview afterwards, Arteta, and they asked him about Lokonga playing more as an 8 rather than a 6, and he was like, "We're trying new things with him, and we're seeing he could play a few positions, but we're just trying new things with him." So yeah,
Oh
to
yeah,
me, yeah, it made sense him playing that role more.
100%. Because I look, I think he's got the attributes to be a good DM, but it's just that he can't play it right now. And to be honest, for me, I've always said that he needs a loan.
Mm,
In terms of like, even if it's a half a season loan where he can get some confidence, some consistent games, and then come back and help us out back end of the season.
mm.
But he's the only real one that I would look at. Obviously, Martinelli is Martinelli, but other than that, that first half was beige, bro. Horrible.
Yeah, it weren't the
Disgusting.
best. It weren't the best. And to touch on that, I think with Lokonga, for me, I would keep him for 6 months because he could
Hmm.
play the group stages of Europa. He get plenty
Yeah.
of minutes in there. If the League Cup, if we're in that and we're getting half decent draws, he could play them games. But after Christmas, then it's kind of business end, then it because now Europa's going knockout stages, so you ain't got time to be rotating with fringe players and stuff. So for me, that's when I'll be looking to send him out and say, right now, go and get half a season somewhere at a good level. Um, I think
But
for me, El
I
Nene
think
did
his
all right.
confidence has been hit a bit, so that's why I
Yeah,
wanted
yeah,
him to go out. But yeah, Karen.
yeah. No, definitely. I think El Nene done all right. Again, he does what he's meant to do. But did you notice the formation in the first half was more of a 4-3-3, and they also
Definitely.
kept finding a pocket between like on the left kind of side. So that whole area, I think Lukonga was obviously pressing high, and they just kept dropping it in behind him. And the same with Maitland-Niles' side. El Nene looked like he had like so much to cover. So I've seen about 3 different formations this preseason. I've seen the 4-3-3, the 4-2-3-1, and the 5 at the back. And I've never really liked the 4-3-3 of Arsenal. We seem to always struggle when we try to play it. And yesterday again showed me how we struggle with it. I think we try and
But
press, but there's just too much holes and
I hear you, but don't you think it's the personnel yesterday though? Like the
a
first half
bit,
personnel, that midfield three was a bit.
yeah. But
Like
just just base.
who's keeping the ball in that midfield three, bro?
Yeah,
Really?
but I don't think my issues with the ball. I think it was without the ball when we're trying to press, and they just kept dropping the ball. If you see even Maitland-Niles' yellow card, he's just like the wrong side of a midfielder because he's playing in front. Whereas as a two, they normally sit too deep, and Odegaard then does the pressing. But in that, it was like both Lokonga and Nketiah were both tasked to go forward and press, and it was just leaving El Nene open. So again, they got to tailor it to make it work for them. But yeah, the 4-3-3 for
Look,
me, it doesn't really. It does like
I
people
I
go.
reckon with some different personnel though. Like
It might be a
if
bit
you
better. Yeah,
put like a Tielemans and Zinchenko in that, that could make it look very very
yeah, it could
different.
be different. But
I think Ainsley's just done out here, bro. Ainsley needs to
yeah,
go. Pepe, Joker, clown needs to go. Like jog on.
yeah.
Reese, although he got to go and looked a bit busy yesterday, you know what? Like I say, we cash in on the boy
I think if he can get some
personally.
good money, I'll take it. If not, I would give him one more. Even if he's not at the club, I feel. Do you know what, he done one thing where I said that's the sharpness I need to see when he went at the defender, one step over and went inside him,
Yeah,
and it's like that's what I need to see more of. And again, I think he might be playing
that's
with the handbrake on, like doesn't want to make a mistake. So if he gets the ball, he just moves it rather than actually trying to drive and commit players. So I think if he can, might just be a confidence thing again. But again, it's
that's my
I ain't
issue
got
with him,
time.
bro.
Yeah, but as I
You
said, I
can't
haven't really
baby
got
him
time
anymore.
to. Yeah, I haven't got time to baby like you're saying. Like we've got a young squad, so we don't need to almost. If you've got aging squad, you think actually I might need to keep this one on side and
Hmm.
bring him through because he's the next gen. Actually, he's older than Smith Rowe. He's older than Saka, so I don't really have to wait around for him. We've got Marquinhos coming through. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, there's players there, but yeah, good on him getting on the score sheet. That hopefully should do his confidence the world of good. Um, but yeah, first half was pretty dire. The goal was
All right.
good bit of move play, but finish obviously took a big deflection. And the goal we conceded just kind of highlighted why we needed improvements in them kind of areas. So second
Real
half,
talk.
who stood out for you in the
Different
second half?
game. Different game. Obviously the new signing. he didn't score, but what's it called? He creates chaos. I think that's probably the best way to
Yeah,
describe Gabriel
Arteta said in it.
Jesus.
Yeah,
He creates chaos upon chaos, man. Like he's just always about. If he's not scoring, he's getting in defenders' faces. He's creating something. He's pressuring someone into a mistake or something. Like I just like his hunger, and I
yeah,
mean, you wouldn't expect like there's a lot of players in that squad that should be fighting for a position, that should be working as hard as Jesus, and they're not even on his levels in the slightest. And if anyone could have kind of rested on their laurels a little bit, it could have been him. I mean, he's a Premier League champion, 4-time Premier League champion, won multiple domestic trophies as well. So he could have come in like that. But he came, look, I'm about to show you lot why you lot rate me this highly. I'm going to play at the top of my game. I'm going to show why Arteta brought me into the changing room to raise the level. And he's done that with his energy. Obviously, it's preseason, Gums. I'm not getting overexcited. It's
no,
preseason.
100%.
But look, you know what the funniest thing is, yeah? Saka came on, and within 30 seconds of him coming on, he done more than Pepe done in the previous minutes. It was nuts because Pepe couldn't get past his man once. Saka beat him immediately, bro. Like
Straight away.
It's
telling. It's just telling, isn't it? The writing's on the wall for some of them, and I like what you said about Jesus because he's come with no ego. Now, if he's coming to Arsenal and say Aubameyang's firing still, you know, the year Aubameyang got the joint golden boot. So just say Jesus comes in after that, and you think he's got competition, he's got to fight for his spot because yes, he might be the long-term option, but he's not taking Abba's shirt straight away. He's kind of come in knowing, really honestly, that's my shirt, and
facts.
Nketiah's backup. So yes, Nketiah's going to get games here and there, but really honestly, if we're going strongest 11, I'm starting. And he ain't come in and started like a player who knows he's going to be starting, and he's come in with a point. It's either a point to prove or that's just how he plays football. But his energy and work rate is mad. There's one stage where I think someone else gave the ball away and he was higher up than the player. He tracked and dug in, and it's just like it just shows you what Pep's installed in that team of it's run first and think second. You know what I mean? Whereas I can't remember who the other player was who was on the left wing. It might be Nketiah, you know, and he's a man who works, but it's like he switched off for a split second, and Jesus straight away trapped back and was just in someone's face, and it's like again, if he's doing that as potentially our star man going forward, what's that telling everybody else? Do you know what I mean? That's the ethic. That's the standard you got to work to. So as much as we all applaud certain players, actually, looks like he's able to sprint at a high speed for longer than a lot of our players, and yeah, that's going to make a big difference.
Massively. And look, for whatever you want to say about Arteta, by the way. Oh yeah, sorry. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel, people. Smash that like button, smash it. But in terms of Arteta, he's working smart right about now. Look, he knows he's not experienced. Like no player ever said, "Oh, one day I want to play for Mikel Arteta." So look, he has to play his cards right. And look at what I don't have much pull, but the pull I have, I'm gonna make a use of it. Do you know what I'm saying? So he's gone to City to get some of that. People are talking about the Leroy Sané thing. I don't want to get into that because I don't think his pull's that strong. If he pulls that off, as I said, I'm getting Arteta on the back of my black Arsenal shirt. Straight up. No
Number 8,
thing,
yeah. I love that.
Straight up, bro. El Capitani. You know them, man. The captain, everything, all of that. But he's making use of that. And what that also does is when he's not around, them players are going to obviously ask him, like, what was Mikel like at City? Like, what is it about him? Why did you lot move here? And anything they say as their reason is going to further instill what Arteta's been telling to those boys for the last 2 years. Do you know what I'm saying? Even if they just say one thing, bro, as long as there's a thing why they came to play for Arteta, then that's all he needs, bro. And if he can make use of that, get us into the Champions League, then his pool completely changes. Do you get what I'm saying? Not only has he proved we can get into the top 4, we are playing Champions League football, so everything just changed. So if he can put everything together, boy, you never know, man. You never know. He could ride the wave all the way.
I hear that. So also in that game yesterday, second half, what do you think of Odegaard? I thought he was sourcing for me. Like that was the Odegaard I haven't seen in a while. Like he orchestrated everything. Everything went through him, and that again showed the difference in quality and just ability. Do you know what I mean? All round ability, the pockets he was picking up, like the passing, spreading play, switching sides, like he was just doing everything. And again, I think that was a big part of the improvement in the second half.
Now this has to be a big year for Odegaard, man. He played really really well. He raised the level. Everything we were
Hmm.
missing in the first half, he just stringed it all together. As you said, he was having fun again. And this
Hmm.
coming season, I need 20 goal contributions for him
Yeah,
minimum.
no, definitely,
I need
definitely
that.
a lot.
Like if he is gonna be the captain, even more so, he's got
Mm,
to raise the game. Like when the chips are down, when everyone else is doing nonsense, he needs to raise the game. And I guess
yeah,
one of the good things about it is we still got ESR there. I don't know what's going on. I think he's got a little bit of
well,
a
he's
knock, which
injured.
is
Yeah,
why
he
we
had the
haven't
injury.
seen
Yeah,
him. We got ESR there. I want to see more of him in the number 10 role. And Vieira as well. I hope we see him
mm,
before the season starts in at least one preseason game. But
yeah.
like that should
I think
help
what they
in
said
terms of
is
pressure.
after the game, someone asked Vieira a question why he hasn't played, and he said he's only been training for 2 days, so he's actively kicking the ball in training. But so you may see him against Chelsea. If not, I think we will see him against Sevilla definitely. Um, but yeah, Odegaard was good. Smith Rowe 10. I've said it a while. I see Smith Rowe playing as an 8 long term. I really do. So it would be interesting to see how he's used this year. Again,
Yeah.
depending on if we do get a winger and what winger we get. And I'll be honest, I feel at the moment Nketiah is ahead of Smith Rowe for the left wing. Um, I would go Martinelli, then Nketiah personally.
Bro,
I know you don't want to hear it, but
Gumsa, come on,
when are you going to
Gumsa,
start believing in the guy?
come
Let's
on,
talk
bro.
about him
Look,
now. Let's talk about him now. When are you going to
Eddie.
start
Okay,
believing in the guy?
look, I won't lie to you. Eddie had made some good runs yesterday, really, especially in the second half, some good movement. But some of his finishes just showed me that he's still not quite levels yet, in it. I hope he shuts everyone up this season and bangs in like 14 Premier League goals. I would love it. Do you get what I'm saying? And to
Mm,
shut me up as well. I'd love you to come on the stream and say, I
I'm here.
told you so, Eddie, all that stuff. I'd love it. But I can't see like great job yesterday. They gave him man of the match. Do I think he was man of the match? I don't know about all that. But he had some good movement yesterday, definitely. And yeah, this is a big season for him. And to be honest, I'm not even necessarily that upset about the Nketiah thing overall. The reason I was upset about it is because that meant we're probably not going to get a proper nine, like a target man nine, and a different
Mm,
option. That's the only thing that really annoyed me. But if you look at the deal, 100K a week, academy boy,
5 years.
he can get the odd goal here and there. If he gets double figures Premier League goals, you've killed it. If he doesn't, you could probably get 20, 25 million for him next summer
Easy.
anyway, and that
Yeah,
100
yeah.
grand a week looks like nothing in it. So
Yeah,
so
yeah,
either
100%.
way,
It is smart business rather than him walking out on a free
yeah.
and getting
So
nothing.
kind of
Actually, if you can
protecting
cash
himself.
in 2 years and get 20, 30 million for him, then it's a benefit. And again, he will chip in with some odd goals.
For
But
sure.
again, I think the key to them guys are they can move around the front three. So if Gabriel is banging, then if we need an extra body on the left or the right, he can go out there and play. So it's yeah, it's not a bad thing him staying. I don't. Yeah, I think man of the match. I don't know if he was my man of the match if I'm honest. For me, it would have been Odegaard. I think Odegaard was sourcing yesterday. And again, Partey, the guy on your shirt, I think he had a good game. Again, he shows his level at the moment. So, but we're not going to talk about him because we all know what he can do. Um,
Sure.
let's talk about the defense because I've seen a couple of tweets, people raving about Saliba. He looked good again yesterday, but the opposition's not the greatest, so I can't take too much from it. Does he start the season for you? Just say in an ideal world, everyone's fit. Because again, I'm not too sure if Tomiyasu's even fit, so
Um.
it might be Ben White gets put on the right and Saliba. But we're saying Tomiyasu's fit and ready to go.
What? Okay.
So
So
who do you play,
one of
Saliba or White?
one of the things that I learned yesterday for sure is that, or this preseason, is that we're definitely not signing a right back because we've seen Ben White there, Cedric there, and obviously we have Tomiyasu. So that looks like are going to be our three options on that side. I would say I don't even think Saliba is expecting him to start the first one or
No.
two games. He'll be involved in both of them probably, but no, I don't think even he expects the first one or two games because he's just coming into a settled centre back partnership. But I'll tell you this: come January, Saliba is going to be looking at the amount of starts he's had in that side, 100%. Come January, because I think I don't know what channel I was on talking about this. I believe Saliba's come back. Yes, he's excited to be at Arsenal, but he's come back like, so now you lot want me now because I'm young French player of the year and French call up. Now Arteta's raving about me. He wants to give me minutes now. I think that's how he's come back. He shouldn't have, but I think that's his mindset as he's come back. So it's kind of for Arsenal to prove to him that he's important in this project. And I think the first 6 months of his stay is going to be quite crucial, the amount of starts he gets. But if he does get 2 starts in a row, boy, like what I will say, you're right about it is preseason, but he looks comfortable. I'm not saying they've been hard opponents to play against, but in terms of the way he just looks on the ball, you can tell like a player's arrogance. He's used to being this comfortable on the ball. It looks very, very calm. So if he can carry that calmness into his debut and the first 5 games he plays for Arsenal, then boy, we could see a really, really big player for us this season, man. I'm excited about seeing what he can do.
I'm hoping he does well. Like, I've got a lot of time, and I think the decisions. I think the one season which was a mad one where we didn't put him in a squad and then we didn't loan him out for half a year. That was a mad decision.
Yeah,
Last year, I totally agree with. We wasn't in Europe. We had 1 game a week most of the time. Ben White's is coming for 50 mil and Premiership ready. Gabriel's already played in the Prem. Saliba wouldn't have played much. So if you look at Holding's minutes last year, Saliba would have got those. And you're talking the odd 10, 15 minutes here and there and the odd start. So the right thing was to let him go out and play a whole season. He probably played 36 games last year. Do you know what I mean? 90 minutes every time, rather than he might have got, do you know what I mean, 500 minutes for the season, which isn't enough for a boy developing. So it was definitely the right thing to let him go out last year. Again, we do like to see a player come through like how he is and do well, but I think people are forgetting what Ben White done last year because I don't think he was. I think he was better than Gabriel last year, if I'm honest. I think I could easily put up more clips where Gabriel's at fault than Ben White. And again, I can't remember who it was, but people like to see because Gabriel's not more erratic, but he seems like he's more in the thick of the action. You feel he's doing more, whereas actually sometimes Ben White's just quietly going about his business. You're not spotting what he's doing, but everything he's doing well. And if he can't win the ball, he's staying in shape and just defending. And if he can win the ball, he's winning it. Whereas Gabriel's kind of just not head lost, but sometimes he looks a bit more like he's doing more because he's recovering. So, like, I think Ben White had a good season. And I said the good thing is hopefully we have problems in these positions where the same thing we have with Smith Rowe Martinelli. Last year, that was the only discussion point in the starting 11 is who's going to start out of them two. Apart from that, it picked itself every week. So we need more of those conversations of
for sure.
It should be Saliba starting. Like that's what I want to see in this squad. And again, yesterday highlighted the lack of depth we have in certain positions. So yeah, we'll see how he gets on. Again, I don't want to rush him. That Palace game is not going to be easy. I don't think
for sure. He
definitely shouldn't be coming into that. Yeah, if he come on for the last 15, if we're winning a little 1-0 or 2-1 and you have to bring him on to make a 3 at the back, then I'm all for it. But I don't need him starting against Saha and them lot first 100%. Game of the season at Selhurst Park. Like, there's no need for that. Like,
and
let him.
I'll be honest with you, Gums. Like, I want him to earn his right to be in the starting 11. Yeah. I want that for him. I want him to be on one of our main centre backs come the end of the season. Him signing a new deal because I believe if he's playing a lot of minutes comes January, he's going to sign the deal then.
Yeah. He stays.
If not, he's going to wait to the end of the season, see what it's saying, and then make a decision then.
Yeah, for real. Hold on, we got Barbados MUFC. Yes, Big Phil. I'm here. Tillemans will be joining Ericsson and Martinez. And if he does, you've got a player, but don't talk it like you lot have nicked another player off us or something. Because if we wanted to pull the trigger on this, we would have pulled the trigger a long time. It's very much known he wants to come to Arsenal.
Gumsa, you're better than this. You're letting him distract you, bro. You're letting
not me, boy.
Where's Frankie? Where is Frankie? That's what we want to know about Barbados MUFC. Where is Frankie de Jong? You're trying to distract us with this Tillemans talk. Let it be known, if we want Tillemans, we get Tillemans. That's end of. You bid, and the only thing that happens if you bid is we then decide, do we want to match your bid? If we do, he comes to us. And you know this. Mm-hmm. You know this. You're a shambles. Your club is a mess. So calm yourself down.
I hear that. Here we go. Koi Gooners 11 Raps is a big name. Or come on, you Gooners, I presume. At Selhurst Park, the back four has to be Tomiyasu, Gabriel, Saliba, Tierney, play Sinchenko in 8. So in an ideal world, I would take Saliba out and put White in. However, we've seen 30 minutes of Tierney this preseason,
Mm,
and we haven't seen Tomiyasu yet, I don't think, have we? So it's saying to me, even though they're in training, them two aren't fully fit yet.
yeah.
So
They're not starting, bro. They're
yeah,
not
so I
gonna start
think,
the first.
and I think it plays why we rush Sinchenko, because if you know Arsenal, we don't do things quick. So once Martinez said he's going United, or we didn't put another bid in because we are saying it's gone too high. I think we stopped at like 37 mil, and the Man United went up to 50 mil. Um, we then moved for Sinchenko, and that was done in like 3 days. I think we was linked on Friday, and on Wednesday he's in the stadium at Edu, and it's all kind of signed sealed on Tuesday. So I think the reason why we moved so quick for it is because Tierney pulled up in the game before the weekend, if you remember.
Mm-hmm.
We played 30 minutes and came off. So I think that was then actually we need to get a left back in place ready for the start of the season. So I think that's why Sinchenko was done really quickly. We ain't done no installments. It was 30 million straight up with a couple of million add-ons. Normally we'd be saying, could we do 10 mil this year, 10 mil next year? Let me get a Groupon voucher, a blue light card discount. Like we would try anything to bring that price tag down. Whereas we didn't ramp for this one. It was straight, here's 30 mil, get it done. So I feel they know Tierney's not going to be ready for the start of the year season. So actually bring the left back in now. We didn't waste no time with it. So I think Sinchenko will start left back. And if Tomiyasu's not fit, then we may see Saliba, and then we may see Ben White at right back. Um, but only time will tell on that one. We've got another comment here. Even if Tomiyasu and KT are ready to play versus Sevilla, do they start the season? I say no, let's not rush it. KT definitely not rushing. Um, and yeah, I'm with you on that. I think in them areas we've probably got enough cover with Sinchenko coming in to not have to rush KT. What are you saying? Would you start
Yeah,
KT if
yeah.
they just say they played Sevilla 45 minutes, they got each? Would you start them the week later
Um,
against Palace or
I just think give KT enough time to recover properly. Now we
Mhm.
don't have to risk it now. We don't have to be scared that Tomiyasu is going to play. I mean, that Tavares is going to play there or Cedric's going to have to play there. We got an experienced left back ready to go in and give him some competition. Maybe that gives him more hunger because you remember when Tavares kept him out, his form after that was electric. So
Mm,
Tierney definitely should start on the bench, bring him back, ease him back into the side. And also the same thing for definitely Tomiyasu. I don't know what's going on with Tomiyasu. It's like the summer rise decided to tease us. He came in, all guns blazing, winning every single thing in the air. Now we ain't seen him.
yeah.
The Tomiyasu that we know wasn't the Tomiyasu that played against Newcastle and Liverpool. Everyone's
Mm.
running him for that Sam Maximan thing. I just think he obviously wasn't fully fit yet or something. I don't know what's gone on with him, but he's definitely our best right back. But I
Mm.
wouldn't rush him back with the fact he's not played any preseason minutes for sure. I'm with you.
100%. I'm with you on that. Barbados is here saying, I know about 3 or 4 clubs after Jesus. Was anyone in for Sinchenko other than Arsenal? Talk was West Ham were trying to negotiate and stuff like that, but you never know how true these things are. Again, it could just be paper talk or agents trying to drum up a better deal. So, yeah, West Ham was the only team I heard that was looking at Sinchenko. But I think again for Arsenal where they are and what they need to do, I think it's a very, very clever signing. And again, it's Premiership proven. He's obviously worked with Arteta, but equally Arteta's system is similar to Pep's to a certain degree. So actually,
Yeah.
he fits in quite comfortable with that, and he's just an all-round good footballer, isn't it? So I think he's a very good signing for us. One thing before we go, I do want to touch on, and again, it's only because I haven't been on the stream for a long time, and I've missed people. I heard people moaning about this five goalkeeper thing. Why are we taking five goalkeepers? Why was it Patino there? And
But it
it
is weird
frustrated
though,
me.
that five goalkeeper thing though. It is weird though.
So this is my take on it. Yeah, I might be wrong, but this is my take on it. We're probably only going to see 3 keepers in preseason on this tour. We're going to see Ramsdale. We saw we saw Ramsdale yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
We saw
Turner.
Turner the game before. We may see Leno this week. So the reason for Leno is if you're going to sell him, he needs to be match fit and ready. Otherwise, no team's going to take a gamble on him so close to the start of the season. So you have to take them kind of players. Him, Bellerin, and that have to come and play because if you're going to go and buy Bellerin and he hasn't had a pre-season, Are you signing him with a week to go before the season starts? You're not going to
Fair,
take him.
fair
So
point. Fair point.
regardless of what his form's like, he needs to be fit for a club to take him now before the season starts. Otherwise, no club's going to pay for him. So
Mhm.
that's why them lot go. Leno may play, but you might see Ramsdale and Turner. But that's the three of them. They're there. So the other two were Hine and I can never pronounce his name, Okowonko or something like that.
A Koronko.
Yeah. So them two are there for one reason and one reason only: to let the strikers let off shots. That's the only reason they're there. So the keepers are going to be doing their work with the keeper coaches. Them man there are to stand in that goal and let Jesus, Nketiah, Saka shoot. That's what it is. So when we're doing my shooting
Let off
drills, we're
shots, yeah.
doing it. Just let shots. We're doing our shooting drills. I'm not going to put Ramsdale in goal for these lot to have an hour of shooting practice. Ramsdale needs to go and work with the keeper coaches. If he's working on distribution or whatever he's working on, he needs to do what he needs to do to get ready for the season. But actually, I need someone to stand in there while Jesus is letting off shots and Nketiah's letting off shots. Saka. So them two youngsters are actually just gone just for the strikers to get their work in. And I know I sometimes I think deeper than things, but to me, that's the reason why they're out there. And to why people are saying, why is Patino not playing? Well, Patino's not going to get minutes on the pitch. I might as well let these two keepers go there in order to get my strikers sharp rather than take a player.
That
It might
is
benefit
a
Patino.
deep analysis there, Gumsa.
Do you
That is
think
a
I'm wrong?
deep. Um, I don't know, but it's an interesting one. That's an
Right,
interesting one. It
go
could
and
be
watch. Go and
right.
watch.
It
Go and
sounds
watch.
feasible. It sounds
I'm gonna go and
feasible.
get some
I'll say
training
that.
videos. I'm gonna see when the strikers are working, who's in goal, because I know if I'm Ramsdale, I'm not letting you lot just take shots at me. For you know when they do their free kick practice, right? We're gonna do touch inside the box and finish.
Mhm.
Ramsdale don't need to be there trying to save them things. He needs to be working
I
on
hear you,
the
but
technical stuff.
imagine you send Rinison back and bring Patino. Patino playing in that first half with the base of Lakonga and El Neni would have been interesting to watch
Yeah, but
potentially.
I think Patino's
I
so
hear you
far, and
though.
especially with the numbers we've got, he's so far away from starting anyway. It's like actually it's more of a hindrance. He again, we don't know what the 23s program is right now. They could be somewhere else doing something which is going to be more
Yeah,
beneficial for him. So just say they're playing actual League One and League Two opposition. He's going to get more from that than just training in America. Do you know what I mean? And maybe getting. We saw Reece Nelson got 12 minutes yesterday, 12, 15 minutes, and he's ahead of Patino in terms of a position in that
true,
squad.
true,
So
true, true,
yeah,
true. I hear you. I hear you.
I feel them keepers went there just for the strikers to get their work in. And again, I will go and find some training videos to just try and back it up. And I guarantee they was out there and they're just in the sticks and these men are just letting off shots
But
because
it's not the craziest theory, bro. I'm not knocking it. I'm not knocking it at all. It's
we
not
see
the
it there, we
craziest.
see it there, we see it there. So yeah, guys, thank you for tuning in anyway. Obviously, Arsenal back in action again Saturday evening, Sunday morning, against Chelsea. And then one more game against Sevilla. Do you reckon? So the Sinchenko thing looks like it's done. Before we go, what do you reckon gets done next? The winger or the centre mid?
The centre mid, man. Centre mid. Yeah, I think that will
Is
get
that what?
done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's your ideal target?
Centre mid. My ideal target is Milinkovic Savage. The most realistic target is Tielemans. I don't want
Yeah.
to go anywhere near Paqueta, please. I'm sorry. No vex.
Really?
I don't want him, bro. If we have a
Really?
luxury, an option after we get a Tielemans and we have a luxury opportunity, get him then. But for me, in the Premier League as a CM, he just doesn't give me enough getting back and forth. He's a great player, but
Mm,
I'd prefer to use him as a 10 if I did use him. If you get what I'm saying,
yeah.
I'm like in the Premier League. In League, he probably get away with it, but this is the Premier League, bro. I don't know,
I
man.
hear you. I hear you. Quick question for you: is Maitland-Niles in Arteta's plans, or will he be sold this window?
He'll be sold this window, definitely, especially after last night's performance. Joke.
Yeah. As long as someone comes, I think he's going to go. And Arteta did mention there's some outgoings that need to be done. So I feel he's one of them that needs it will go. Um, what would you do with Mari? Because again,
Bro,
left-footed.
I'll pick him up and drive him all the way to somewhere else, please. In fact, leave him in America, bro. Leave him there, bro. Leave him there. He doesn't need to be anything involving Murray and Arsenal. The guy is he's just not cutting it, man. Had a couple of
Yeah,
good games when he first came after in that January, but it's the pace of it. It's just too much for him, bro. Like
yeah. And
Serie A
for
is
me, it's
perfect for him.
cash in now, innit? We only bought him for like what 5 mil or something like that,
Yeah,
maybe
man.
7. If we can get 10, 12 for him, made a little
Done
profit on
well.
him. Just
Done
cash
very
in.
well with that.
Bellerin's the next one. Got to get him gone, and then Pepe after that, and then I'll be all
Mhm.
right after that. I'll be all right. Bring a bit of money in.
For
Um,
sure. And if Pepe
7 in the
goes, we
chat.
know we know for a fact we're signing an attacking player. Do you
Yeah,
get me?
yeah, 100%. So if you're new to the channel, obviously give us a subscribe, like the content, go back and watch some old videos. You'll see some great content out there. Yep, as Solo saying, hit the like and subscribe. I hope your show went well, Solo. I was tuning in just now. A lot of talk about De Jong. Gives me Flyovic vibes. So we'll see how that ends up. Um, and DWTT saying Ainsley McNeil was to be a midfielder, but you can't. A better manager would play him in his best position, right back. But again, it's just getting these guys up to speed for me in pre-season. If we've got so much defenders out there he needs to give minutes to. So what's the point putting Ainsley at right back if him play centre midfield gives him the minutes he needs and doesn't restrict other people's minutes? So I think that's what
DWTT. Ainsley Maitland-Niles lost any right to chat anything to me. Once he left us in the lurch in January, he rushed the deal through when he knew how thin our squad was to go and play on the bench in Serie A. Nah, bro, sorry, man. He got called up to England as a right back and still doing up centre midfield. If he played right back, he could be an England international right now. Who knows? He could even be our right back. We might not even sign Tomiyasu because he cemented that role. He was man of the match in left back and right back for our club. And now he has no club. He's a man in the middle of nowhere. I beg, please, be going, be going, be going. Get Ainsley, man.
That's a nice way to finish. Poor Ainsley, poor Ainsley. But no, Nigel, it's good to have you on. Just a quick one on Saturday's game. What are you expecting to see? You expect to see more of our 11? Because I think, again, how preseason will work is the guys will get 45 in the first game, first 2 games. And then nearer the season, you'll start seeing some of the players will start getting 60. So I'm expecting to see Partey get a bit more minutes. We saw Martinelli got a bit longer last time because he played left wing back for a bit, and Nketiah got 60 on the weekend, just on the game just gone. So I'm expecting to see Xhaka play a bit more, Partey to play a bit more. Do you reckon you will see kind of our strongest 11 go out and get 60 this weekend?
I would hope so. I would like to see more of Jesus on his own up top without Nketiah beside him. No offense to Eddie, but I don't think that partnership should start games together as a front two. I believe if we're chasing the game, he could come on and they could do a job. But starting them two together as a front two doesn't get me excited, to be honest, bro. But
Run, run,
so I'd like to see more of that.
run through your 11 if you was going into Chelsea. Everyone's fit. Zinchenko signed, ready to go. Run through your 11 for this game.
Zinchenko left back, Cedric right back, mid centre backs, Saliba and Gabriel. DM obviously the midfield. Sorry, will be Partey. Yeah, I guess it'll be Xhaka because Vieira's not going to be there. So Partey, Xhaka, and Odegaard.
Mm.
Then obviously Martinelli and Saka on the wings and Jesus in the middle. But I
Yeah,
wouldn't mind to see a little bit of Marquinhos against Chelsea
yeah.
just to see
Sure.
what he's about, innit?
And I was thinking the same. For me, this one, Saliba would play 90, and I would give him 45 next to Gabriel and 45 next to Ben White, and see how he copes in that 90 minutes against a team like Chelsea, plus 45 next to Ben White to see how that works, and 45 next to
Mm-hmm.
Gabriel. And again, just build partnerships because if Gabriel does get injured, it will be White and Saliba starting. So
Exactly. Yeah.
it's a good time to see who's actually better on the left side of the fence of the centre back partnership. Like you need preseason to kind of work on these things. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, that would be my thing for this weekend. DWTT saying bye bye Mari, Bellerin, Torreira, Renison, Maitland-Niles, Pepe. Yeah, there's
I'm
a
with you.
couple to get off the books. I'm looking at that straight, and that's you're talking 60, 70 mil there. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
bro.
If you can get a
And the
bit of money for
wages as
Pepe.
well.
Yeah, so we're in a good position. Out of them, if you had to keep one, who would you keep?
Torreira.
Yeah, yeah, I think it's odd. Yeah, that would be the only one
But
really.
obviously he's had no minutes this window. I mean this preseason, so it doesn't look like that's even an option. He's definitely
Yeah,
going at this
definitely,
time.
definitely. Definitely. But yeah, cool. On that note, Nigel, it's a pleasure having you guys in the chat. I appreciate everybody. Hope you're well. Canners will be, I think, either in tomorrow or Saturday, and then obviously we got the Chelsea match, and I might even try and do a little review if I can stay awake after that, straight after. So, guys, appreciate everybody. Emirates Cup's coming soon. I'll be there for that. Look forward to it.
Yeah,
Niger, my brother, pleasure as always.
always a pleasure,
Nketiah,
bro.
Nketiah is going to keep surprising you. Just accept it, innit? Just accept it.
Jesus is the only call I'm taking this season, bro. But big up
Yeah,
Eddie. If he can make me answer his call this season with double figures in the Premier League, I'm gassed for him, bro. I'm excited. Let's go.
do it. All right, guys, enjoy your evenings and good night.